Hello. Well, this is a short tutorial on Rhino. First, we have to set the units by default. We have millimeters here. If you right click here, we can select either inches or feet. I don't know, let's select feet, for example. And here we have the absolute tolerance. So these are the decimal places. We're going to select feet and inches. I think that's yeah. So let's select this one. And remember that we are going to use this to model the Milan house. Okay. So we are going to insert on the top view the plan, and then we're going to insert on the front view the south elevation. So if I insert the first floor here, there you go. And now on the front view, I'm going to insert the south elevation. So here. And now on the perspective view, I'm going to move with this point here at this corner, and then I have to scale this. So I type scale, and this will be the first point. This is the second, and this is the third point. Okay, but now I have to scale. So here you can see the floor and the elevation, but here we have to scale the actual size of the building. If we go to dimension, aligned, what is the dimension of the house? It's 25 feet. I think it should be 20. Okay, so let's make it, I'm going to draw a line. Remember that you have to press Shift, and you have this perpendicular or orthogonal option, and click Enter, and you draw another line. So I'm going to select 20, and press Shift, and this is orthogonal. Okay, and now if the floor, the size is 20 by 20, that's square. This is all I need. Okay, so I'm going to select all these. That's the elevation, and I'm going to select everything, the plan and the elevation, and then I'm going to scale everything accordingly. So I type scale, and now this is the first point, this is the second point, and this is the third one. Very happy with this. Let's scale again. First point, second, and third. There we go. What? Scale. First, second. I'm going to scale only the plan. Okay, there you go. And now the elevation here, and scale again. Apparently scaling everything at the same time, it doesn't work. So I will scale it. There we go. So now this is 20. This. If I select dimension aligned, this is 20. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to start modeling this with the actual volumes. But first, I'm going to create layers. Remember that here we have to create different layers, and using different colors, it works well. So we have roof, and floor. At least we need these layers, then we can use like windows or doors or other layers, but so far that's good. There is an option to select this and extrude it. I think it works. We saw that it works. But I don't rely on this. You see that we have to select a closed loop, and sometimes it is not a closed loop. And now we are extruding just faces. We're not extruding solids. So I wouldn't use this option. Also, if you import a PDF or you insert a PDF, you can use the extrude option. So I'm going to work either with boxes or with polylines. If you work with boxes, this is the wall. So I'm going to, by default, I'm going to use the wall layer. And here, we've got this. Okay, so I'm going to create this wall only up to this floor slab. And I can create all these walls and then subtract. I think that's the best option in in Rhino. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So imagine that I do this. I create a box like this one and that one, and then I go up to this point, and now I'm going to subtract this volume. So I create another box, select this and this, make sure that the second volume is larger than the first one, and now I'm going to apply this Boolean difference. So with this Boolean difference, I select first this object, enter, second that object, and I have this volume here. Okay. Now the next step, I can start doing the windows or the doors or even this interior partition. Okay, I'm going to use interior partitions with this option. I will use polyline, and then I'm going to create this. Okay. And now select the red one, extrude. And there you go. And well, here we have another one. This would be a door, so I create another tiny curve here. And this. Okay. Now I want to create a floor. So I select floors, and I've got this. So I'm going to create another box from this element to this element, and there you go. Okay, if we need another floor here, so I'm going to copy this one, the extrusion, copy from this point to that point. Okay, so now I have the floor, this one, and that one. And now I can keep going. So I don't know, I like this idea of creating a solid volume and then subtract the internal volume. So I'm going to do it again, okay? With walls again. I will create this, but now on the top of this blue floor. Look here. And now up to the ceiling. And now I want to subtract. Okay. What is the issue? So I need to create a volume from this corner, but here I don't have a corner. So I'm going to create an auxiliary line like this. And now I can create another box from this point to that point, and then I can go up. And now we will use the Boolean difference again. This volume, enter that volume, and there you go. Finally, if I want the roof, I select roofs. I select this corner, that corner, and that one. Here we go. Now we can open the windows. So let's do this. I'm going to work in this side, in the front view, and I can create a box here too. So I'm creating a box, but I'm going to work with walls. So if I create the box here, now the extrusion goes in that direction. Make sure that right. There you go. So now Boolean difference again. This volume minus that volume, and here we have the window. So you can keep doing this with all the volumes there, okay, with all the doors and all the, well, we have another door here. There's another window there. But I want to show you what I would do with the staircase, okay? Okay, I'm going to carve this volume here. This is the handrail. Okay, so let's do it here with all the line. There you go. And now I select this, extrude. I move it. And now I subtract Boolean. The main is facade minus this one. There you go. And now this is the first and this is the last step, or this is the first and this is the last. And to do this, I need to know how many steps we have. Okay, so here we have the plan, and how many steps do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I need this line, and I have to divide this into 15 parts. So let's do this. We need the line, for example, from this point to this point. Okay, so that's the line. I'm going to divide this into 15. So I divide. And number of segments is 15. And look at this, dividing things in Rhino, it's quite easy. It's easier than in Revit, I think. And this, I have to divide because I can't measure, because if I use this dimension, that would be 0.8. So it's not a specific measurement. Okay, so that's why I have to divide it. And if I want to create I want to create steps from this point to that point, I think it's better if I take one more element out of this. So I will do this. Then I'm going to select this one, move, over here, and now another line. Out here. Okay. So now I can work in this element. Why do I have to extend this? Because if I connect this to this, I miss one of the steps. So the first step, the first vertical line has to be here. Okay. And now I can do this. Okay. While I'm doing this, probably it's not necessary, but I want you to understand how I do that. And now I'm going to use a polyline. And well, let's see. I'm going to select polyline. And now I'm going to, but I'm going to create a new layer, stairs. Dark green. This. Oh, yeah. Okay, it didn't save the curve. So I'm going to do it again with stairs. I can use the polyline. Be careful because here we have different points. So if I click here, I know what point I'm working with. In this case, it's the wrong one. So if we want to be accurate, we can start here. So this is the right point, and then we can switch to the right view. And now this is it. Okay, I'm going to create only a few steps, 1, 2, and 3. And if you want to save it, then you have to press enter. If you press enter, now you have saved this polyline. It's here, okay? If we want to extrude, this works in Revit, it's the same. We have to create like a closed loop. So first we need to give this thickness. So I can type offset. And now I can select this. And the offset distance, I have selected 0.1, or I can select, let's say, 0.2. And now if we move either outwards or inwards, I think in this case we need to move inwards, and then we have this, okay? But this is not a closed loop. I have this element and this element, and I need to close it. So you need to complete the staircase, and then we have to create another element here, press enter, and then another one here. Let's enter, and there you go. And now we have to join this. We have created different lines, so it's not a closed loop because we have different lines and they are not connected to each other. So if I want to do that, that's why working with layers, it's useful because I just want to isolate the stairs layer. So I don't want to see the walls and I don't want to see the default layer. I just want this, okay? And now I can use this tool, join. If I join and I select all these elements, now I have created a closed loop. If you activate default again, you select this and click extrude. You see how we can adjust this to the right size. Okay, it's a question of creating all the steps here, but it's quite easy. Okay. I have done all these lines in the walls layer. Now I wouldn't do it. If we isolate it, I would create a layer auxiliary. And I will okay. So I'm going to select all these. All these. And make it to the auxiliary lines. It's auxiliary because at some point I might need these layers again, but most likely I want them turned off. And even those points belong to the auxiliary point. Auxiliary layer. Okay, so I think now it works better. Okay, so I think with this tutorial, you have everything you need to keep modeling the house. At least these basic volumes. We don't have any opening, we don't have any windows with glass or any materials, but we do have the basic volume that it's all we need so far, because we don't need details, we just need to explore different options combining this. So I think this would be enough.